Welcome to ADI Ahmedabad's very first workshop. ADI Ahmedabad is the latest chapter that has joined Association of Designers of India. And I'm not sure if all of you are aware of ADI. ADI is a network of professionals in the design community. And our aim is to bring together design professionals, students, the industry, educational institutions, and policymakers together. And ADI Ahmedabad it's formed very recently, it's very new. And Anuj actually is our president of the Ahmedabad chapter. Hi, Anuj.
Hello, hello.
So just a little introduction of Anuj. I know Anuj as a senior at NID, but Anuj, he joined NID in 1996, and then he went abroad to study sportswear. And as you all know, Button Masala, he's been doing some very fantastic sustainable work with all sorts of products and forms which don't need any stitching at all, which you all will learn very, very soon right now. So I hope you all enjoyed this workshop, and if you enjoy it, please do join ADI Ahmedabad and become a member, or ADI in whichever city that you are in, and help us form a strong committee, a strong community. We are looking forward to this workshop, Anuj. The link for membership though, yeah, sorry Anuj, just about the link. The link for this membership will be in the chat for whoever likes to join. Have fun.
Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you very much. Don't go away, Priyanka. You have to keep talking to me. I don't like monologues. So
yeah.
Thank you, ADI. Thank you. The first event of ADI Ahmedabad chapter. Being the president, I said I will take up the example, and I'll say I will do the first thing. So our whole team is also here. Tanvi, I can see Gauri smiling with it in our picture. Priyanka is the communication head of our Ahmedabad chapter. But thank you all for joining in such a huge numbers. Button Masala, if you don't know, I will just quickly tell you a little bit about myself. So I joined NID in '96 without knowing what design was. Absolutely no idea. I joined the apparel design because I think that's the only word I could understand at that point of time. I was already a graduate. Nobody knew about design. So somebody said you draw well, which I realized I really draw very badly. Once I went to NID, I realized I was the worst student. I almost failed in every drawing and color and everything, every subject that was possible. But one thing that I really knew and understood, which is basically because of my upbringing in Rajasthan, and the second is NID, is Rajasthan taught me how to be patient. Dhairya. Like be patient. Just learn quietly. So everybody had a problem with me at NID because I was this one guy who was jumping from one place to another and going one place to another. Looking at everybody's work and feeling like, oh my God, this is good work. I can't do it. So let's just not do anything. So I went on going around looking at people's work. Slowly I learned, I learned English, which I didn't know at all. I learned languages. I learned about cultures. I learned about being patient, which I was anyways very patient, and content. So the only way I've learned design largely through design is through being where I come from. If somebody says, what all have you learned through design as an education practices? Of course, some skills, but I still feel skills come once you have the willingness to do something. I personally feel that the skills are always in your body. Your willingness is what makes you a better, smarter, skilled person. If I'm in love and if I have to give a card or something or a gift to somebody in the morning, then I did it. I did it for my mother, I did it for anybody else. But that's because I have the willingness, not because I am skilled. And even if you're skilled and if you don't have the desire, it makes no sense. So I learned through desire and I learned through patience. And that's my understanding of design.
And I think that's what you've tried to also infuse in Button Masala. You've tried to make it something for everybody. Like it really has no bounds and no age barriers or anything for that matter?
Yeah, I mean, for me, butter masala is, for me, design largely is a way to share. You know, I've realized that I always compare food and what you call design. You know, between food and design, I always feel that design is not as powerful as food. I mean, it is powerful, but it is not as popular as uh, food. Simply because food is the only place where people share without fear. So there are more food places that open every day in spite of everybody knowing. So this is a very common question that I've been asked. Why do you teach when you know that if you teach, how will you earn from it? I said, you know, do you know cooking? They said, ha, yes. But do you go out and eat? They say, yes, often. Then why do you go out and eat if you know how to do it? Because you know a person who knows it better than you. You respect when you understand the concept. So for design, I feel that the more you fearlessly, the more it will grow. The more it will grow, the more value it will come to you because you've already been doing it for years. So the more butter masala I do now and more I teach, the more I am earning, the more I'm learning, the more it's spreading. So right now, like
But
I
is
have
it
a
this
workshop
food
going
connect,
on where I
Anuj, that gives the masala to button masala?
no, no, that's not how the butter masala came in. Butter masala came in with a very simple. This is the piece of fabric. I basically seen somebody would button this shirt wrong, and I used to do Blackmer Fashion Week, and I was very bored with my own work. Even though I was doing fantastic work, I was still bored because I'm a very fast person. Like I do things very quickly. मतलब अभी भी 15 मिनट सो के उठ के अच्छे से अभी 5-10 मिनट में सब तैयारी करके that's how I am because I like to do things in smaller. I believe that your ability to make things happen in your own ability is design, not to desire. A lot of people think design is about dreaming, desire. Personally, for me, it is about being able to uh, exhaust yourself with what you already have. I believe God has given everybody enough abilities to survive and to rule the world. Uh, it's just that we spend a lot of time trying to gain abilities that others have, and we forget about what we already have. So I've always focused on my own abilities, and I've always been content with mine. I mean, I've never tried to learn too many new things unless my body or my internal requirement says, "Ki haan bhaiya." So during Corona, I tried to learn how to grow plants because I realized what if I go to jungle and I have nothing to eat? So I started learning, and those are the reasons I learn for. I don't learn because I need to know all of these tricks in the world. There's so many things to learn. You can never learn. I believe that I should exhaust. So butter masala came like that. I saw this guy with button his shirt wrong, and I thought if there is one mistake, then it makes it is a mistake. But if there are lots of buttons and lots of mistakes, then it makes a pattern. Like if there's one guy who's shouting in a building, then he's the anti police bulali. That's the same, no. But if all the people are shouting in a building, then it becomes Ganpati Bappa Moria or Garba, or it becomes a function. It's the same thing. Instead of 100 people are shouting, but because 100 people are shouting, who's going to go to jail? So I thought if there are hundreds of buttons, all the buttons are placed wrong, or all the buttonholes are mistaken, what will happen? And that's how it started. So and then I was thinking, what name should I have? Then I said, button wahi jo Piyaman bhai hai mere button ke logo. I said random. I'm very good with names. And then I said, no, button masala, button curry. I said masala is good. Button masala sounds good. And that's it. It was a
Lovely.
1 minute decision.
That's great. I
Yeah,
think we're all
that's how.
looking forward to the workshop, and we'd like to know
Yeah.
how do we begin? Do we need to do something?
No, no. I'm just going to quickly show the process of butter masala, how it evolved, and then I will, while doing this, I will also show how to do it parallelly. And
Awesome.
towards the end, I will. So, what has happened is I'm going to share the screen and just a presentation which will take about 15 minutes. Be patient, guys. Learning will only take 15 minutes. Okay. So this is a poster made by a illustration made by Siddharth Tripathi when I did the fashion show in 2010. So I took this piece of fabric which I put buttons. So I don't draw when I make things. I don't draw. I don't imagine what a garment can look because most of the design aspect also teaches us how to visualize even before you've done it. And I think that's the biggest fault and folly of all design scenarios where you imagine, even though you have, it's like imagining a puri before making a puri or chapati. You don't make a drawing of puri and chapati. You just try it out, and after 10 times it's done. Similarly, for anything that I do, I try it out, and then once it's done, I keep doing it. I never have to draw. So I've never basically made a drawing. So if I have to go to patent office and say button masala has to be patented, I have no single drawing of any garment so far. So anyway, so I put the buttons on a piece of fabric and buttonholes on another piece of fabric. And using the buttons and buttonholes, I could explore and shift the buttons and buttons. So like, for example, here, it is attached with button, and I can now, by shifting, I can lift it and put it with this button, yeah, here. So now I've changed the shape of the garment. So this is how the concept was, very simple, just shifting the buttons through, but with the help of buttonholes. So combination of button and buttonhole. So you're walking on the street, suddenly starts raining, you can lift your dress up. And that's how the whole concept came by. So the next thing what I did is I took a piece of fabric, put the buttons properly, made the size of straps carefully, like distancing and just that, and the thickness of the fabric. And I did this exploration where I started attaching buttons through simple buttonholes, pieces of small buttonhole squares, and I could do like all these changes in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So I knew that it will happen. And then the next thing I did is this show. And during the show, I asked all these models how to, like I told them, this is how it's done. Would you like to change the garment? They all refused. They said, no, हमसे नहीं हो पाएगा. आप designer हैं. आप ही तो हैं, मतलब हम नहीं करने वाले. And imagine these people change their clothes every time, like 10 times, 15 times a day. And they're scared of design of clothing. Of course, they're not supposed to make it, but that's when I realized it's not the design that matters in the world. It's the people's understanding of design that matters. If people are fearful, what are you going to do? So the situation, that's what's AGI for us also, and for me and for many of us, is that spread design to people who don't understand it. For people who think they're already creative, it's fantastic. We don't really need to teach too many things. But what about people who think that design is only to buy? And that's the biggest problem in society, wherever sustainability becomes a problem when everybody just wants to buy. We can always earn as designers without even producing. And we never understood that concept. So I realized that design must be taught to consumers more than the designers itself. If I could, then I would open a college only for consumers to do a short course and get out and start demanding better from designers, so that designers become smart. A great amount of designers come out from the colleges, go to the market, and then there is no consumer to ask them smart things. They end up doing like really. So even the smart designers become very dumb because they're not able to get good consumers. So I thought that I should teach more often. Of course, I was teaching already, but then I started teaching. But this was the collection. So after the Lakme Fashion Week, I stopped doing fashion weeks because the audience was troubling me, and I started teaching very aggressively, and that's become the mission of Button Masala. And I think that's what we're even looking at as a mission for ADI, to spread the idea of design, not just amongst the designers, but amongst the people who are not designers, who think designers is only for people who, because sometimes design takes away the belief in ability of being creative. When people think they're not creative, that's when I feel the most sad. I think my design should make others feel that, I can also do it. Not when I make a design so powerful that everybody looks at it like, that's great, but I can't do it. Killing somebody's belief in design is probably the biggest criminal activity in my understanding. So I did this show. This lady did change the garment. She made this garment out by herself before the show, during the fittings. And these were all the garments that I made, very simple garments I made. I keep designs very simple. I don't put embroidery, don't do too much with colors, so that the focus can be on what I want people to see. I'm just going to quickly rush through all of these things because even though they're fantastic, I'm bored looking at them myself. I can look this way and keep showing it to you guys, but sometimes I feel like, okay, I've shown it and seen it so many times. So this is just one piece of fabric, and I just would like you to guess, guys, how many garments can I make from this? This is Lego of clothing. How many garments do you guys think can be made from this? You can type in the chat. I will give the answer later. So one piece, whatever this black dress, how many garments can I make? So I made this trouser at the backstage in 5 minutes. I was invited by Grazia to do a shoot with 2 fabrics and 2 straps of buttonholes. And I made about 18 garments in 1 hour with the shoot on, with no planning of what to be made. All I did is what I ironed the fabric very well in Dadar ka ek chota sa ghar mein, kahin se udhar lake press. Because I believe if you give love to material, then it gives you back. That's the understanding I have. Listen to it. There are 2 kinds of designers in the world, I feel, and 2 kinds of drivers basically, and understanding of designers and drivers. So there is a Uber driver and there is the daddy driver. The Uber driver is the one who basically, if you 2 in the night also you tell him I want to go to a club, he will take you without asking why, where. And there's a daddy driver in the afternoon. If you say I want to go to my friend's birthday party, he will say no, we'll go to temple. Designers are like daddy drivers. They don't let the material is the customer. They don't let material choose where they want to do. They decide for the material that this is what we want you to become. Rather, material is what should tell you what it wants to become, and we should learn the art of listening to the material. So if you iron it well, this is what you get. In 1 hour, 18 garments. Usually it will take about a month to do 18 garments or more than that. So I basically then thought, what should I do? Should I teach it to craftsmen? So I started thinking about how to teach it to craftsmen. I thought that they can do the buttons and they can also do buttonholes. So they can make their own products and then they can sell it and they can attach. If it doesn't sell, then they can convert it into a dress or, so the same fabric, the bag becomes the dress. And while I was experimenting with this, I was shooting these explorations of one fabric and how it converts. In the last picture, you will see rubber bands, all of you. There is a rubber band at the end. So I realized that I can attach the, so I was shooting and I realized nobody's watching it from the back. So I attached the buttons with the rubber bands like that. Yeah. So I realized that I don't need to shoot anymore. I don't need to have buttonholes anymore. Anyways, making buttonholes meant that I had to go to another place to get the buttons. So I said, good. So I'm very good at shifting my own ideas. If it's something better I come up with, I don't get stuck. मैंने ऐसे सोचा तो मैं ऐसा ही करूँगा जिंदगी में. I mean, for example, if something happens and I realize that button masala is not the best thing that I'm doing, I will leave it tonight also. That's what I believe in. कुछ ठीक लगे तो कर लो. So I started attaching buttons with rubber bands, and that's when the rubber bands came in. And then I realized I don't have to just attach it like that. I can also attach them into each other by, I can take this button here and attach it to like this. So this also happened. I couldn't have imagined that, so now this is connected. I couldn't have imagined that this is how you can connect unless I tried it out. So then I realized I don't need to attach the button also to the fabric. Why do I need? I can just simply take a button and I can, let's say, put it inside the fabric and simply attach it with the rubber band. Yeah. So if you see this, it's connected now. I said, wow, that's brilliant. Then I said, how do I then connect the 2 buttons? I said, but there is a rubber band. If one rubber band can connect 1 button, of course it can connect 2. So I could, I could take another piece of rubber band and take this rubber band and connect it here. Yeah. So that's how quick it was. And this is the actual process I went through the whole button masala. I didn't have to ask anybody that rubber band should be used or not. And slowly over a period of time, we figured out what rubber band is better. Why should we use buttons anymore? So instead of buttons, we started using these tiny sequins because I realized these are cheaper. So Rajasthan has taught me how to stay cheap. And for me, sustainability is staying cheap myself. Yeah. So if you remove this button, then you get your sequins back or buttons back and you get your rubber band back. So basically you've lost nothing. So button masala becomes the cheapest technique in the world. It becomes the fastest system in the world because you do it so fast and anybody can do it. So I will show you what happened after that. We started doing, this was the first ever garment through button masala. And then we started exploring. I just started exploring. So I have a studio in Ahmedabad where I have a tailor called Munna Bhai. Just two of us who work together and not too many. It's a small team. I've always kept it small, simply because I believe that I should have enough time to deal with myself and my team and not have like a huge team where I get caught up in the team and not be able to. So it's a very design centric studio where we do not try and push ourselves to sell. We only sell maybe once in a while, naturally, whatever happens, and we keep exploring. So whatever I earn from teaching goes into explorations of design here, and I've sustained through teaching and through little selling that I do in some projects once in a while. But we've been able to, without asking, borrowing money or anything from the world, have been able to sustain for 11 years exploring design purely without fear of the market or anybody. And that's what makes us sustainable, because we're always capable of choosing what we want to do. We don't have to go by anybody's point of view, and that has made us last that long, and that has made us button masala so popular or reach people. And of course, teaching has made it very popular. So we started doing silks, we started exploring expensive fabric, we started exploring knits. So one by one, there is
So
no.
Anuj, if I can interject
theoretical.
here, what you're
Yeah,
essentially saying is that you can recycle, repurpose, redefine completely a piece of fabric
yeah,
um,
yeah,
every
yeah,
time.
yeah.
That's fantastic.
Every time, anytime. So even in this presentation, people will see that. I mean, they won't realize, but we have used the same fabric, same button, same. I mean, I've been using. I bought, like, I came to Jodhpur recently just to be with my family. I got this much of buttons and rubber bands and four fabrics, and I'm teaching 300 people every second day with that much of material. So I've been using the same T-shirt. I've been using everything same. I've used the same banyan. I've used the same shoes, and you can open it and change and anything goes anywhere. That's the whole point.
And there are some questions from the audience. They're asking if there are any special type of rubber bands or if their hair rubber bands are
These are
okay.
dental. These are, you can use hair rubber band, but they will die off in a year or two, which is more the possibility that they will last longer than us now. But you use dental rubber band. There is a dental rubber band available, and there's a brand called Mobilon that's in the market. I buy it from the direct producers. But these are the they also used in the dentures, basically braces. So people will know from that. A lot of people would have put it, or their kids would have had. So
Great.
and it lasts for 5-6 years. We've never had a problem with the market. We've never had a single complaint from anybody so far. That's the beauty of it. So I'm not saying that the buttons, rubber bands don't come off sometimes. Like our curtains are 7 years and they've been hanging there. They don't come off. Only when you after like sometimes when you try to open it, they break off open. So both the rubber bands work, but other rubber bands are thicker, so they occupy a lot of space under the button. These ones are thinner, so they occupy very little space under the button, which is good for the joinery. So in the beginning, we started. These are the garments made with the older rubber bands, which are So we started putting lots of buttons. We started exploring gamchas. We started trying to do menswear, how to attach. So you can attach your buttons on your own garments and repurpose it. So a lot of people who don't have the fabric, they can just try putting buttons and rubber bands on their own garments and change the shape of the garments or restructure it. So we've done a lot of variations through button masala. We've repaired people's clothes. We've fitted clothes better. We've actually attach two pieces. If your trousers are falling, we've attached falling trousers with buttons and a t-shirt, so it holds itself up. While playing one day, I tore my trouser. I repaired the trouser by pulling the t-shirt down. We've repaired chappals. We've made people hold their hands when they've broken their hands through button masala. We've done kind of almost everything possible with button masala that is not possible otherwise through stitching, because it needs machine. In this, you don't need machine. You can take a shawl and make a jacket for yourself. So a shawl can be repurposed many ways. We tried doing kids wear. We tried. We didn't do too many because nobody seemed interested. But now it's growing because lots of people during Corona can't have models. So they're making it on their brothers and sisters and cousins and nieces and nephews. Then we thought, why buttons? So we started using different kinds of buttons. So what you can do is you can use anything else. You can use something like a like a bottle cap, anything round, chocolate, or you can use maybe a box, uh, anything that is small or big in size, you can put it inside the fabric. So these are some examples of plastic cups, and we started doing these fantastic structurally large objects and garments. Through this is Munna Bhai, my tailor. You can all of these things are spaces. Every button is a space. Imagine a pocket. So whatever you insert in the pocket will define. So if you insert, let's say, turmeric, then it'll heal your wound. So you can wear a bandage and put the turmeric inside the fabric instead of having it onto the skin directly if you don't want. You can insert like a gel, you can insert a foam, wool, or anything as a material, and can create that environment around your body using which is, of course, you can also use a thread. Something you want to know if you can tie it with anything else. You can use tie it with thread. It's just a rubber band is faster, like 3 times faster. That's it. So we made our toys rattles for kids. We also we started decorations. We started putting light in them. We started sculptural work. These were some sculptures that we did in Fashion Week in Delhi. I did a series of sculptures in Delhi. So, when you put plastic ball, then you can do something with it. You put pipes, then you can run water through your garments. You can put headphones in your clothing. You can put metal. This is metal. Those are boxes. So you can take your matlab chira, tomato, and namak, haldi, mirchi, and go to picnic, and you can open up your dress and start. So it's a very interesting system. This is a dress we did for Malika for Darpana Academy for a dance show. We started making sound-based garments. We started helping police to do wearable, like quick, what you call, protection, basically bulletproof jackets. So we can do fastest bulletproof. We can have like the firing going on. We can make the bulletproof jacket on one side. We can change the direction of the bulletproof from wherever the firing is coming. So it's that kind of system. We knew about Corona much before in 2011, and we realized that we should carry our own and sanitized spoons and for the restaurants. So you can carry your own cutlery. In 2012 there was going to be this flood water and all of that. So we said, okay, we should have our own boat. So in one day we made our own boats and we shot it in an NID pool. So we basically explored. This is just all the so some of these garments are already been. This garment was already there before in one of the images, but we keep changing it. We can do mirror work using the same technique. We can use all the waste so that we don't cut the fabric. So all the garments that you've seen are done without cutting. This is a garment called rumal. It's a rumal, which is basically the smallest unit of usable fabric that we have. And it was based on a word respect, which was given to us by a book who was making an art book. So I made this garment, How to Respect. So there's a poetry to it also, which we can narrate later. This is 2 pieces of fabric. So we work in grids, and those, like this is 2 cushion covers, which when opened up can become many garments. And this is like 10 to 15 minutes of work. So you can really work that fast. These are some wearable clothes that we make. We started making, this is a kimono from 2, what are called khadi jackets, khadi towels. This is again khadi. So we started exploring khadi, more versatile fabrics. We also use what we believe is in local fabrics as much as possible. So we buy everything locally so that we can call ourselves truly sustainable. Also, it's easy for you to buy. We don't buy anything from Calcutta, or Banaras. Only when I go there, I pick up. So this is a collection made from lungis. It's called Tera Kehke Lungi. That's the collection. These are khadi towels again khadi. So these are just various garments that we started doing. Checks works better. Polka dots work. Prints work. So regular prints, regular checks does better. So you would see that we have used lots of. Now we've started printing our own fabrics sometimes to use block prints to define garments. Basically, so this is one of the first garments. Started doing saris and blouses. We do swimwear. So this is the only place where we cut the fabric. There's no need to it, but we just tried cutting. We do brindles for Beer Fest in. We started doing work for movies, wearable electronics, jewelry, headgears, a lot of headgears, laptop bags. This is our bag for when we sell something. This is the kind of bags we give. So I will teach you guys how to do these bags today. This is all kinds of bags. We started doing shoes. We do curtains for interiors for our own. That's my own house where we have been using curtains. We can make curtains with lights, lampshades, furniture, more furniture. We teach, and as I said earlier, that our aim is to teach, and we've been teaching. And this is people in slums in Ahmedabad. This is construction workers' kids who couldn't go to schools because of rain, because they didn't have raincoat. So we decided to teach them. This is made by these kids in like 10, 15 minutes. These are kids in slums in Mumbai. These are people in South Africa, Kenya, Uganda. That's a refugee in Sweden whom I taught for about 15 days in a very beautiful place in south of Sweden called Malmo. This is some students in these are craftsmen. So I've been teaching craftsmen, and the craftsmen can make their own garments, not just produce their own fabric. These are the kids of the craftsmen, and they make these garments in like half an hour, 45 minutes. These are two women in Kutch who made their first garment, and just like 2 hours work. They just quietly sat and they did both of them. They were gossiping and they just finished their garments. These are some kids in Jharkhand. This is Anath Ashram. These are tribals in again near Ranchi. This is a person in Adidas headquarters in Germany. I was invited to teach the whole Adidas team. So I'm the only Indian to be invited, other than Sachin Tendulkar and I think Ranveer Singh, to give a talk there and also present and teach. So this is one of the management team. This is an pattern maker in this thing. This is a Japanese kid who learned and who made his own. This is a artist in Holland who learned from me. I went to Holland and worked with her for about 5 days, and we made like 120 garments in 5 days. These are some students from INIFD Kothurud in Pune. I just taught them for 2 days, and this is what they ended up doing. We're working on some button masala hair. That's about it. So I will stop share now. Okay.
Wow, Anuj, that was really great and inspiring. And we can see a lot of comments where people are asking a bunch of questions. So one of them is that, do you finish the edges of the fabrics when you're working on them, or do you just let them be?
I like to not finish them because they really don't trouble anybody. But design has these really unnecessary standards of quality, especially fashion. The edges were always folded so that it can give the weight to the fabric. So, when it's flying, or, especially edges were folded for stitched clothing in winter places.
Right.
Because when you're putting something inside each other, the edges would fold. So the edges were folded for that. Otherwise, it's really not needed. For our kind of weather and drapes that we should wear, we don't need to fold. But that's the quality. Like, people keep telling me, Anuj, you didn't fold this. Oh, there's a thread coming out. I said, cut it. No, this is bad quality. I said, okay, fold the fabric like this. So she held and this is all the conversation on the phone. So she held it up like that. I said, what do you see? She said, there is a fabric and there is a thread which is hanging. I said, you want to cut the thread because it's a bad family member, generally trying to be smart, and you want to cut it? She said, yes. I said, fair enough. You cut everything that is bad and stupid. Anything that is hanging as a thread, you should cut it. She said, yes. I said, this is one thread hanging. Just look up what's there. She said, fabric. I said, you know how fabric is made? She said, no. I said, fabric is nothing but thousands and thousands of hanging threads. Now, whether you want to cut one thread or you want to cut all those hanging threads, you decide. She said, okay, I understood. And she cut the phone. So the point is that there is nothing wrong in, like, you know, the thing that troubles me most about fashion, specifically fashion, is that someone who wants to wear the garment only one time. For that one person, we force, not just here, but every college, we force people to stitch the best garment for that person. Have the stitching directly, uske piche na 4 bacche latak jaye to bhi na phate. And you know, we try and give them the best dyeing so that it can last 1,000 dyes, you know, washes. Something that will not tear, something, you know, the color fastness, the thread fastness, everything. And for the person who really works on the street and who needs to have a t-shirt that will last for 20, we give him a t-shirt which doesn't last at all. And that is something that I want to change about design. I want design to be reaching to the right people, not through just the cost and value of it, but for what it really is needed. Whereas in fashion is so fast is that it gives people, and we feel proud about it. We say that we give such best quality to someone. मैं तो ऐसा पसंद करता हूँ कि मैं ऐसा कपड़ा दूँ कि अगली बार मैं पहना ही न जाए. उसको पहनना ही एक बार है तो फिर काहे दूँ उसको दूसरी बार वाला? Why should I even give? Just because these are the standards defined by whom? Who are the ones who define these standards?
That's true. That's food for thought.
We need to look at it ourselves, and nobody taught me this. I have to look at it myself. I can see that guy doesn't have a t-shirt, but this woman has a t-shirt which will last much longer. Why can't they just exchange the t-shirt? Why can't we change our sense of aesthetics for the purpose of good? Why can't we change our understand? We spend 40% of resources in trying to be like, you know, you get these cars in the showrooms with no scratch. The moment it goes out, it becomes second hand and there's scratches on it. Yeah. 40% of our value or 40% of resources of earth goes into trying to manage quality. That really isn't required at all. So if we lower down our standards of quality, just by, not just in design, but everything else, we will do so well. We will do so well that we will thrive by many, many miles without just that one thought that we can give up our ego, and we give up on ego on these 2-3 things. Yeah, anyways. What are the other questions? I get emotional.
I guess a lot of people are excited about a little demo. They want to try their things. They want to dirty their hands.
So I will show you guys how to do it. Yeah, I will show you guys how it's done very quickly. So this is the first. This is suppose. Okay, this is a banyan. Just to show you banyan. Yeah, this is a banyan. So I'm taking this. So how you do it is you take buttons. Now this is a very flimsy one. In my case, this one has come bad quality given by somebody. So I've doubled it up. So you can use coins, you can use buttons, you can use sequins, you can use stones, you can use fabric, you can use paper. And I'm putting it under the under the fabric between, not between the two layers, behind both the layers, so that it can bind itself. And I'm just going to put, and leave the space from the edges. If it's putting in the center, fair enough, but if it's close to edges, leave some space. Leave the size, this much space only. The width of this is what you should leave, so that it covers the, and I'm going to hold it like this. You hold the fabric like this, and you rotate. So what you do is you hold it like that, put it like this. Don't pull the rubber band. Just because it's rubber band, you don't have to pull. Let the rubber band tell you when to stop. So I'm going to do this like a thread, and the rubber band tells me to stop because it's almost like I stop. You don't have to tighten it too much. And this is what it looks from this side, and this is what it looks from this side. You do it like this, and you see it's not coming out. Means it's fine. Yeah. I'm going to take another piece of here and hold it like that. Now, if you want to put like buttons in equal spacing, now when you put the buttons, there is always this line that happens in between. So it shows you where, if it's straight line or not. Yeah. You can always center it like this and find a center and put a button if you're not sure where to put. But I'm not going to put one button. I'm going to put just 2 more buttons. I'm not going to center it. And I'm going to naturally, visually separate it. And if you see things properly, you know, I mean, with design, it's the beauty that if you only watch and observe the material while using it, and you listen to it, you don't need to study anywhere. I mean, I'm not asking you to not join colleges, but just if you want, if you're not a person who can study anymore, then you can always just observe. And observation is all you need to. And of course, because I'm the first one to do button massage, no, but there was no manual for me to understand it. But as and when the time came, just because of happiness and joy, I learned it. Of course, this is the one. Yeah, done. And it's so I can now. I'm just putting a question in it if it fits into it, so that I can show it to you. This is a nice, really happy bag now. Yeah. If you're going to put a lot of weight, then just make sure the rubber band is going around one more time. तो अभी ये 1-2 किलो के लिए तो ठीक है. अगर 5-10 किलो weight डालना है तो आपको फिर but if you tighten the rubber band too much, the only problem is that it's difficult to open it when you need it. Otherwise, you can tighten it as much as you want, and you can actually hang a whole like a kit to it. So you can actually make a hammock or a bag or. So now that's done. Now if I would, let's say this is the cushion cover that I'm making. If I'm doing this, then I can also put like one more button here, like this. Yeah, and then this is also fixed. So now it is actually a nice cushion, and there's a flower here, which I will show you how to make the flower. So that's a very simple bag, bag with a yeah. So that's the simple technique. Questions? Any more questions on this? No. Okay, there is no question. Good. But I'm not seeing the chat anyway. So Priyanka, you can ask me if anything is there.
Well, there's a question about somebody who has a sari and wants to know how to repurpose that.
Who has sari? Yes, sari is a long fabric. Slightly longer fabric is difficult to repurpose because we're not used to handling saris and long fabrics. But just keep taking it around wherever it wants to go. The fabric always wants to go somewhere. Just see where it is hinting it in left में जाना है, right में जाना है. Because wherever you start from, I mean, I'm going to show you how to drape the fabric along I have a long piece of fabric. I will drape it. Tanvi is asking me, with so many buttons, the garments become heavy. No, we use very lightweight sequins. You can also put buttons. It really doesn't become heavy. And also in terms of number, you can also sit under it. It becomes like an acupressure, acupuncture, or a constant surface. So there is no, but you can't put like too big a buttons under your arms or where it can kind of chattering, which is we call, or where it can scratch or where it can friction the body. So other than that, you can, if there is a place where you don't want to, you can always put pieces of foam. That's also possible. So you can put anything, literally.
Somebody is asking if there are alternatives to rubber bands.
I said thread, yeah, you can. Thread. Of course, you can also do some, rubber band is fantastic. It's plastic, but it's fantastic. I always believe that plastic is fine. It's not the problem with plastic or polythene. It's the way and amount we use it and how we use it.
No, the person asking, Diba, I think her son is allergic to rubber, and so she was asking for an alternative.
Thread.
Thread is good, yeah.
Thread. Yeah, thread is good. Okay. Susan is saying, absolutely, I love you. How you are. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to attach a few things just to begin with on my own self. So there are two joineries with the buttons and buttonholes. One is that, as I was going to show you, I'm just leave some space here. I can bring it a little closer. I can also use the lines to make sure that it. I'm also balancing it. Try and do like a center alignment so that there is no confusion. People try and do asymmetric. I believe symmetry is the best. I put like 2 rounds. This is here. I'm going to put another one here on this side. So if I have to attach these 2 pieces, one way is that I put these 2 buttons here, one there, one here, and Now what I can do is I take this rubber band from here and put it over it, and I can take this rubber band from here, one rubber band, one strand, and put it over here, and this is connected. So that's how you connect. So that's one joinery. The other joinery is simple, that you let it be here. I'm just going to put another one here. The other joinery is that I put, let's say, button here, one button here. So this joinery is good where you want to open up, like, you know, even at shoulders or under the arm, you know, wherever you want it quick, fast, when you want to attach two fabrics. But this joinery is better when you want it stronger. So instead of putting another button on this side, I will put this on top of it and lift it up a little so that it has enough fabric for going under the button. And I'm just going to, this is connected. This is a stronger joinery. You can always pull it. So this is a disclaimer. If you put buttons and wear something and go out, fantastic. It's so quick that you can do it now and go out in the next half an hour. But make sure your buttons are tight. If anything happens and opens up, button masala is not responsible. This is a simple disclaimer. Please check. It's easy to get it tight. Just check it once and then go out. Not a problem. Yeah. So these are basically two joineries. Now that we have this joinery, I can now, let's say, take this button and so, you know, I'm going to put one button here as well at this edge. So wherever now you want to connect it, all you have to do is to just keep connecting, taking the butt, you know, and yeah. Now, so this is connected, you see. Now I can take this and I can connect it to this other guy. So it's a very, very simple, and there is no design, you know, in like how do you go about it? Just keep looking at it. The fabric will keep telling you where to go, and that's it. So I'm going to put this here now. So I have a jacket ready now. So this is how quick it is. Now I will quickly also tell you how to make a flower, and then I will attach the flower to the. There's a piece of. Yeah, okay. That's how you make a garment by draping it around the body. Of course, you can. So this is I've just cut 3 pieces of fabric and I put them on top of each other. Now this is 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. It could also be 3 inches by 3 inches. And I'm just putting a button in the center and putting a tight rubber band under this, because this is going to go further inside into another piece of fabric. And if you look at it, yeah, I'm just going to put this here and I'm putting a button. I'm holding it from the other side and putting a. Yeah. Now I have a flower here. So it's a. That's how we made those chairs that you saw. We also make shoes with this. The shoes has holes. You can pass it through the holes. There is a button here. There is a hole here, and I'm going to pass it through the. So the sequence is lightweight, so it can just go inside and then it's attached in there. So that's how it happens. We also make bags using the same. So you just make flowers like that. The opposite side is there are holes in the. We made the holes in the fabric, and then so wherever you see a possibility of passing through the buttons, you can always have this. Otherwise, these holes are made by rubber bands. So here, this has happened by. So there is no hole in the fabric, but the rubber bands become the holes, and they hold the flower. Yeah. So that's how the whole system works. Should we take few questions now, or should I show you how to attach more things?
It's up to you, Anuj.
Anuj, we can take the questions in the end.
It's up to people.
We have 10 minutes.
We will listen.
Mobilon rubber bands, dental rubber bands.
नहीं मोबिलॉन नहीं है.
पूरा मोबिलॉन का डिस्कशन चल रहा है. ऑलरेडी कॉल हो चुके हैं, which is nice. I like the idea. Somebody is already calling. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, we can. I can show you a small garment making this thing. Let me just take this off because it's quite hot. There's a laptop bag also that we have made using button masala, which is nothing but just two banyans actually. Okay, so I will show you how to drape a quick garment, which will be. This is a long piece of fabric, very, very long. So a lot can be done, but the fabric will also tell you where do you start from actually. So I'm going to use bigger buttons so you guys can see it. So we'll do a garment in like quick 5-minute process types. Yeah. So this is a piece of fabric that we're going to divide into half. So it's easy and accurate. This is where it's going to come. I'm going to just put one pin here for now. For people who don't have breast forms, can also make it using. They can also use what you call people to drape them on. I prefer people better than breast forms. But so I'm going to put one because I'm going to hang this on the shoulder. So I'm going to put a button here. It's done. I'm going to put another button on the other side. That's done, kind of done. I'm going to put this under the like this is, let's say, imagine it goes under the legs and come out there. Yeah, it's a very, very long fabric. So I'm going to bring it from the back, and there are already two buttons here, but this is how it will attach here because it already has. So I put two buttons exactly where it is going to, and I'm attaching it like this. I can also overlap it, but right now since these buttons are there, I can attach it like that. If you're not feeling very happy and not sure about this thing, you can add other rubber band, also one extra rubber band. So in a way this is almost kind of attached together. Now we need to just attach it on the sides and everything else. Not much to do. So this is the sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a button here, or if I want it back like that, I'm going to put one button here, and this I'm going to put like this and attach it at the back like that. So this is coming and attaching at the back like that. So that's the back connected. I will do the same for the other side. The other side also I'm going to put a button. So I'm putting another button here. So they just keep building it slowly over the, like there's no one way of doing it. Yeah. So both of them are now connected. And if there's anything wrong, you can pull it down and make it straight by shifting it up and down. So that's done. This is done. This is connected. This is a huge amount of fabric. So I can bring this here. I'm going to put a button on the corner here. Yeah. This all. And I can either bring it here like that and start connecting it. So this is like a cover or something. Now what we can do is, it's a very long dress. So we're going to put our hands in here, and we're going to put this in the center and make a nice little. We'll also maybe, if this is too wide, then I will attach one little button here. And then one little there over there on the other side. You can always, you see there's always a line that happens. So you just have to put your button in that place. And if it's slightly off, then you can always adjust it. So this is kind of done. Now I can always take a rubber band, because it's too big a button. I can just take one of these and connect that. And I can take this one and connect to this one. Yeah. So that's done. Now I have a button here to this guy, and I can connect it to this guy here, or I can just take it and shift it wherever I want. So this is quite a bad button, so I'm going to remove it and put another one. Now I can also take a, like as I said, I will take a coin like that and maybe put a line. So just, it's easy to find a center. The center is here. I'm just going to follow it, and I can put a coin inside it, and that will make no sound. I don't think I have a coin. So this is connected. Yeah. So you can keep building it. And every time you build, you realize that it's actually making the same fall that happens. So fabric itself will make these falls happen. You don't have to do it on your own. Now, for fun, I will just show you how this works. I can attach, let's say my purse can go in. Once in Italy, I got robbed. So I realized that I should have my own way of securing my material. So my purse goes inside. Yeah. So this is my, what else can go? This is my mother's Malaka something. Yeah. So it's constantly keep building wherever you want. And let's say you can put your mobile also to it. I'm trying to figure out. There's a sanitizer also. The sanitizer can come also like this. So this is the sanitizer. Every time you want to use the sanitizer, you just have to open it up and pour it like that. Sorry. Yeah. So that's the sanitizer. You can attach a water bottle. You can attach a glass. Pretty much everything can be connected. Yeah. That's how you make a garment. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, Anuj.
Thank you very much. We can take the questions now. Any questions? Anything?
There's a question asking, what's the measurement of the long cloth that you've used? How many meters is that?
It's unnecessarily long. It's about it's about 1.5, 3, 4 meters long. Probably a 2. See, most of the garments that you saw in the images that you saw before, it took about 2.5 meters. So the amount of calculation of fabric is done by like whatever button you're using. Take the width of that and double it up, and that's the extra you need. So if you're putting 10 of these buttons, let's say you're putting 10 buttons like that, so it will need one. Let's say this is 1 inch, then I will need 20 inches extra, 2 inches for every button, because it'll eat up to 2 inch every time, because it goes up and then goes inside and then comes back out. So it eats up double. Like this, if I use this, if this is the width of the this is, let's say, 3 inches, then it is eaten up 6 inches of fabric. If I have to use 6 of these, then I need 36, which is basically 1 meter extra for whatever I need. And it's always okay to have longer fabric, because you can always adjust it somewhere. You can always shift it, lift it. And that's the joy. You know, the joy of clothing in India should be extra fabric. It's a very simple thing. Like if you have limited fabric, like if I want to design anything on this t-shirt, I can't do it because it's so tight. There's nothing left. The fabric that I need is to cover my body. There's nothing left to play with. Yeah.
Right.
And that's why there is no design happening in the country in clothing, because the clothing are getting tighter and tighter to the body, which is unfair for the body because we're a summer DNA. We're not a winter DNA. Winter is where you needed to cut and stitch the fabric. That's why cutting and stitching came to the winter places. Summer
Right.
places does not have cutting and stitching. That's why we all wore drapes. We all wore, and that's why we are a textile country. We're a textile country not because we chose it to be. You know, people think culture is what we make. Culture is not what we make. Culture is what has to become and would have become even if we were there or not there. India would have always been like this because it's a hot country. Yeah. Because of being hot country, it only had fabric to make and give it out to people after cutting it every 2 meters or 4 meters. People got bored. Like when you grow rice, you get bored. So you make put and appam and dosa and uttapam and set dosas. Variety comes in because you get bored doing the same thing. Therefore, in fabrics, because we got bored of making fabrics and only wearing fabrics, we have no designers. There's no 70-year-old designer in India, fashion designers, because it didn't exist. Yet Garden Varelli, all those companies as design, Raymond's, all these companies were the fashion companies. Only when NIFT and NID came as a fashion course, it came by. So Indians got bored, the weavers got bored, and that's why we have embroideries, block prints. We get only one surface to prove our excitement. So we have all these varieties. So all summer countries would have textiles. It's not that the winter countries cannot embroider. It's just where do they put embroidery? They can't embroider anything. Everything goes inside and top of each other. That's why they can't embroider. That's why they only have handkerchief where they embroider, or they have cufflinks, or they have collars that they embroider. So for every culture that we see as a culture is the logic of heat and cold. Our clothing does not support heat anymore. And that's what I'm trying to do with Button Masala, bring draping back.
Kritika is asking if you can show us where you turned the fabric around. Probably viewers would like to see the back of the body form.
The back I haven't done much. I just stopped somewhere, but right now it's like this. Of course, just a very simple back.
Right.
Yeah, but you can add whatever. I can add more. I can take this as a hood or just shift it around. Just the fabric from the front has gone and attached to the back. I can attach more over here. This fabric can be attached further down here or somewhere else. So based on how much you want to show, but if there is a lot of overlap of fabric, you don't need to attach it too many places. Like 4 buttons and your garment can be made.
So I think she has a doubt. She's asking, I meant how did you fold it so that it forms the front and back? Probably, I think she missed the beginning.
No, it goes under. It goes from here and goes under the like a jumpsuit. It goes under the legs and come up again.
Great.
Kritika, it goes like this, goes under the legs and comes back from the back, or starts from the back and comes back here like that. It's more like that. I can wear it if you guys want. बहुत ही पेनफुल काम होता है पहनना इसको, but बहुत ही लंबा फैब्रिक है, that's why. It's basically just a long piece of fabric, just a very long piece of fabric, which goes and comes back, and nothing else has happened to it.
There are a lot of requests. There are a lot of requests for creating necklines and to show the flowers again.
Okay. Neckline is I don't make necklines. There's no cutting. So if I have to make a neckline, so I will put one fabric here and I put one fabric here, so it'll make a straight neckline. So wherever I want to attach, like I showed you that if I had one fabric, like one like this and one another like this, so let's say it's like this, then I just whatever neckline I want. The other one is you can always put the fabric here and you'll get a straight neckline, and you can put one button here, and the second fabric will come exactly at the back same way, and you can attach it to 2 points, attach at the sides, and you will have your So it just start putting the fabric around the body, you will get necklines. There's no need to cut it. And you can always put buttons to reduce the fabric wherever you want, and you'll get neckline. So if it's a straight thing, and if I put a button, it will automatically have a V. If I put more, then it will have more V. If I put a weight here, fabric will fall and become a V neckline. It's just basic logic.
Okay. And I think we can take one question about their multiple requests for you to show the flower again, how to do the flower again. Probably we can
Flower again, yes.
yeah.
I can show the flower.
Wrap up with that.
Flower is not such a difficult. Yeah. Flowers, many flowers, but okay. Here. I'm just open. I mean, I just saw somebody say hello to me, Noinika Chatterjee. Noinika is a very old friend of mine from Calcutta. I don't know how did she manage to come here, but hi, Noinika. Can you hear me? She's from Calcutta. Okay, so here's three pieces of. I've just taken three. You can take two. You can 2 to 3 is enough, and you can put them on top of each other like exactly the same place, or you can twist them around a little bit. That's not a problem. And just put a little button in the center, and just take the. Yeah. Now this can go inside this hole or here, or it can go on any top of any fabric. It can go on any fabric, and I can just connect it like this. And I'm putting in the button. I mean, I'm attaching it with rubber band. Yeah. So you can basically put a lot of these and make a carpet or choker or. So if you go to Button Masala Instagram page, you will find videos. You will find a lot of variation. If you go to Button Masala Instagram hashtag called Button Masala Intern, then you'll see what people are doing right now. We have these internships going on for a month for people, where people are learning from all over the country. Right now, we have about 325 people learning from me right now. I have 300 people to deal with at this point of time. Every day, I was like, but the amount of that beautiful work that is coming out from different parts of country, like the engineers, there are architects, there are product designers, there are people from Tokyo, there are people from Oman, there are people from New York, there are people from all over the world that are just suddenly joining in without any advertisement, because everybody is seeing people's work, and the works are, so at this point of time, we're making about 500 garments a day, products a day.
Wow.
Which is probably the biggest amount of production that is happening without anybody going out, without anybody doing any machine work or having any material issues. So it's about 400,
right.
500 products coming out. So people are now making rakis, people are making turbans, people are making drapes, people are upcycling, people are making curtains. Parents are happy, mothers are joining in, fathers are joining in. One day this girl called me and said, Papa ne dekh liya kal. मैंने कहा क्या देख लिया भैया ऐसा what have we like no he says he wants to join the class. That you have policemen joining the classes, you have auto rickshaw people joining the classes, everybody is joining the class. It's fantastic what's happening right now. It's changing the concept of and which is what I visualized many years back for Button Masala.
That's fantastic. That really is. Thank you, Anuj. Yeah, thank you so much for this workshop. And I really want to thank all the participants also. You've been so enthusiastic and so involved, and such nice questions also coming our way. Sorry we couldn't answer everything, and a lot of people seem interested in doing a more elaborate workshop. So if that's the case, please write to us, community@associationofdesignersofindia.org, and please check adi.org.in. Join us, join Anuj, join the community, and help us spread the good work.